Good morning, good evening, and good night, everyone. How are we doing today? Usabi, welcome. How are you? Today's been a weird morning. Not gonna lie. I am currently working off of something like 3 hours of sleep because I had too much fun last night. I was hanging out with friends and doing a little bit of adult drinking, a little bit of drinking adult juice. So I got like 3 hours of sleep. 3 hours is enough, right? I am now drinking coffee and eating food. Among Us race in D&D. Oh. Usabi, I need more context than that, please. This is gonna drive me absolutely insane. Happy Cat, welcome. How are you? It was announced 3 days ago. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look for this. Welcome to Demon Doomsday on Monday, also known as Daemonday, where I just go and look things up on stream. It's just what I'm gonna be doing. Hydrate. Thank you, Happy Cat. I'm hydrating with coffee right now to try and stay awake. I'm watching from the passenger seat on the freeway. Okay, Archon, as long as you're in the passenger seat, that's fine. Alright, what's this link that Usabi sent? I'm taking a look. Where's the lunch? Oh, I don't have a picture of it. I just made a super simple sandwich. You're looking at? Oh, I see. Happy Cat, would you like a bath, lunch, or me? My brain is slightly gone, so things might be a little more cursed than usual. But I am taking a look at this this unearthed arcana that Usabi sent. Look at the plasmoid. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down and look for it. All three in that order, please. All right. So dinner in the bath with me. Got it. Ooh, they're on ooze. Interesting. Ah, I understand. I understand, Usabi. So, essentially, D&D is adding a race that that lets you, yeah, it basically lets you play an imposter. That's interesting. I know what I'm playing next time. Next D&D character I have is gonna be a plasmoid rogue, so I can be a full imposter. So it's gonna watch this Twitch stream, and Mom has proceeded to not top sense. Ah, I see. I'm sorry, Archon. I'll talk louder. If I just talk louder, maybe I can talk over. No, I'm kidding. Hi, Archon's mom. I hope you're having a good time too. Mom said we can't swim until 30 minutes after eating. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll take a bath, and then we'll have dinner. Because if we have the bath first, then we can eat immediately afterwards. We don't have to worry about swimming. 13 levels of rogue, exactly. Medic, welcome. How you doing? And Toshi, welcome. How you doing? Ring the bell. Which one is the bell button? Is it this button? It was that button. Yeah, to be honest, I want to play more D&D. I know I've got the game later today, but I want to play more D&D, and I have a group that I need to kind of pester into getting started, because that one I will actually be the DM for. So I keep meaning to message them about it. I'll schedule something. I'll try to get something scheduling over this week. Because the thing is, I have a group of friends who want to get into D&D, or half of them want to, and half of them already have. So like, It's like, how many people are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, plus myself. 2 of which have never played D&D before, and the other 3 have, I think, or it might be the other way around. So I want to run a. Oh.
That looks good.
Happy Cat, thank you for the 50 dreams. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Dungeons and Dragons when Pog. So here's the thing. What I want to do is run a tutorial game for the people who have not played before, and that will not be on stream. I'll do a tutorial game for them, and then we'll do like a session 0 as a stream, where we'll go through character creation. I'll go over like the world building that I have for my setting, and like answer questions that they have there, and I'll also give like a rundown on my play style. Issue is that everyone wants to play, but no one wants to DM. I want to DM. I used to be a forever DM, which if you've not played D&D, a forever DM is someone who is cursed to always be the dungeon master because no one wants to be the dungeon master. And I actually got to where I really enjoyed it. The thing is that I played with people who they had very interesting ideas on how like roles should work and what skills should do. So, for example, okay, it's a combination of things. I had players who had interesting ideas on how to play the game, and my playstyle is, if you describe something well enough, I will let you do it. I will let you try it, and just let the dice decide if it happens. I like playing a single character, but I too am cursed to be an internal DM. Ooh, I'm sorry, Usabi. It's alright. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can set something up with the SMP group too, with Swole SMP. Maybe we can do like a one-shot or something, and I will run that. But anyway, essentially what I had a bunch of players who, there are ways of fighting bosses made it very difficult to create an encounter that was evenly balanced, because they would do things like, okay, here's an example. I had a boss who was going to be like a hobgoblin war chief, and the idea is that, you know, the players would have the chance to like try and negotiate with the war chief, and like, you know, get them to leave peacefully if they said the right things, or if they rolled high enough on their rolls. Instead, the party rogue decided to take an hour to drill a hole in the side of the building that the war chief was in, and snipe him with a crossbow. I said goblin, I thought Clash of Clans. No. A hobgoblin is it's more human shaped. And is also usually warlike, like their culture is based around war. Hi, honey. We're talking about D&D, about the woes that I have as a forever DM. Yeah, they spent. Well, here's the thing. They did it out of combat. They looked through a window. They snuck and saw that the hobgoblin was there. Then the rogue spent an hour drilling a hole into the side of the building and sniped him twice in the head and killed him instantly. And that character is supposed to be an important plot character, so I had to do the whole thing that DMs have to do, where something goes wrong and they have to say, "All right, that's it for the day," and then frantically try to come up with what the next thing is going to be. And then we had like a 3-month gap because no one could get their schedules in line, and that campaign kind of died. Then I had another one that was a one-shot for a smaller group of people. It's a stunt double. I thought about doing that. My DMing style is I will monkey pause everything my players do unless they describe it really well. Yeah, I kind of do that too. Like what I do is I will let people roll for anything. If you describe if you describe to me what you want to do and what you want the outcome to be, I will let you roll for it. But if you fail, I get to decide what happens, and it will usually make you look like a fool, or it'll be extremely dangerous. So another thing that happened is I did a one-shot with a smaller group of people from that same group, and that one culminated with them fighting a zombie giant on the shipwreck of a galleon, of a big warship. Hora, kiss. Mwah. How you doing, Hora? I'm talking about my escapades as a forever DM in Dungeons and Dragons, because I want to get the I want to get a certain group of people together for playing. But this group of players decided that the best way to fight this zombie giant was not to shoot it with arrows, not to hack at its ankles with swords. The best possible way to take out this zombie giant would be to use a 50-foot silk rope and run at it and try to trip it into falling onto a broken mast and try to impale it that way. And I was like, alright, because it wasn't even like the Star Wars thing where you wrap up the ankles. Yeah, that's the thing, Usabi. It wasn't even that. They weren't. I asked them, do you want to try and wrap up its legs? And they were like, no, we're just going to run at it. And we're going to try to like clothesline its ankles and knock it over that way. And I was like, alright. Both of you make strength checks. Opposed by this zombie giant strength check. And I think they got like a 19 and a 20. Like a 19 and then a natural 20. And the giant got a 5. I was like, alright, you knock it over. And I rolled a percent die. And I didn't really know what I was aiming for, but the percent die came up with a 100. So I was like, alright, and it lands on the mast. And I ruled that took out like half its health. And then it spent its turn getting back up. And I was like, alright, what do you do now? We're going to do the same thing again. We're going to run at its ankles again and try and knock it over. I'm like, oh my god, okay, do it again. They both got, I think, relatively high rolls, like 16, 17, somewhere around there. And the giant got a 1. So the giant was tripped onto a mast twice and died. That was a 2-round encounter. They're supposed to take like 5 to 10 turns. They're supposed to be a big epic boss fight. And they took it out in 2 turns. On the other hand, very simple things these players could not do. It was impossible. For example, I've brought this up on stream before. I had one player who, while going through a cave, kept asking me if there are any animals around. Like the entire session, he was asking, are there any small animals around? Are there any small animals that I could grab around? I'm like, okay, what do you want an animal for? Well, I want to have an animal companion. Okay, you want to find a wild animal to use as an animal companion. Yeah, I want to find a wild animal to use as an animal companion. This was a level 3 fighter in heavy plate. Like, alright, well, you're in a cave. You see a solitary cockroach crawling around the ground. If you want to try and catch it, you can. He's like, yeah, I want to try and grapple the cockroach. You want to try and grapple the cockroach? Yeah, I want to grapple the cockroach. I want to grapple it so I can grab it and hold on to it so that I can try and train it. Alright, you want to try and enter a grapple with a cockroach. Alright, let me get the stats for a small cockroach. Alright, make a grapple check. He gets a 1. I get a 20. So I look at him. And he looks at me. And I say, so not only do you not manage to grab hold of this cockroach, the cockroach flips you over onto your stomach and stands on top of you. beating its tiny carapace chest with 2 of its legs. You have been pinned by the cockroach. What do you do? And this cockroach, like, this is... There was only like 2 people in that particular encounter, and they could not take care of this cockroach for the life of them. The fighter spent the entire fight pinned to the ground by a cockroach, and I think the gnome bard had to, like... It took like 3 tries to hit the cockroach for 1 damage and kill it. It was just like, how? So my plan was to then make the like the fight of that campaign, like or the fight of that that scenario was going to be against a swarm of cockroaches, but we never actually got there. It made me sad. Oh, and Himiko, welcome. How you doing? You know, bosses your players aren't meant to fight, and you pray to God they don't find a way to cheese the fight. Yeah, I think like creative D&D players will find a way to cheese anything. I had one of my players, I was very close to giving them a feat that was weapon proficiency dropped weapons, or dropped items, because the way that he would fight would be to get up onto the high ground and try to drop objects onto the enemy. So things like rolling a boulder down a hill, or dropping a chandelier on the enemies in a tavern, or just like he tried to pick up like a stack of barrels and carry it up a flight of stairs so he could throw it from the 2nd floor. Not a single barrel at a time. He tried to pick up the entire stack of barrels all at once. And I said, alright, you try to pick it up, you rolled low, and you are now under a toppled pile of barrels. Things like that. That's the kind of thing that happens in my games. Beautiful cockroach. Eat the cockroach. Cockroach on that Sigma grind. Seduce the cockroach. Wow. I might have to, I might bring back the cockroach in a future game. That might be like a mini boss or a joke boss. You know how in some RPGs they have joke bosses? Where it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to fight this, but you can. I might bring back the cockroach. Just a tiny cockroach with a luchador mask that the players will see, and they can decide what to do with that. If they want to wrestle the cockroach, go ahead. It's gonna have a plus 20. Recursive character, it just never actually dies. Exactly. A long line of luchador cockroaches. I think that'd be fun. But all that to say, I'm gonna try and get a D&D group together and run it as the DM. I have a world already set that I created for another group that never actually met together. Like, I did all the world building, I did all of the campaign, all of like the layout and stuff, and I got right up to when I was going to start planning encounters, and every single person in that game backed out. They didn't even back out. They just like stopped responding. I was like, all right, I'm working on the first set of encounters. Let's try and schedule a session 0 so we can get to know each other and learn who everyone's characters are. Silence. Immediate silence. We have been talking consistently right up until that day. And then it was just like, as soon as they said, let's actually start doing this, they just disappeared off the face of the earth. So I have a campaign all ready to go. Friend made 2 NPCs, a goblin and a kobold, but they both disguised as the other one, so the goblin in a kobold costume and the kobold is a gobbo. That's great, Sam. I love that. I had a character who was a goblin who disguised himself as a pig merchant. Not even like as a goblin pig merchant. His whole thing was that he thought that pigs were like the ultimate commodity, and that a pig merchant was a species in and of itself. So he was just like disguised as a pig merchant, as a pig merchant creature, all the time. Everyone saw through it. They all saw he was a goblin. But he swore up and down that he was a pig merchant. Gotta make 4 more bosses and like 12 more magical items when bosses are too broken for Tuesday. Oof, Wasabi. Okay, good luck. But yeah, I have the world all set up. I think it'll be interesting because I don't like to run like campaigns that are just combat. And when I do world building on a setting, I try to only world build the parts that like players will interact with. Let me explain that. Like my setting is not like an entire planet. My setting is just one kingdom and like the 3 kingdoms around it, because those are the important parts. Pick me up. Okay. Zam, let's see here. Let me move the microphone a little closer. Sam, I really do appreciate how you're a really consistent part of my streams. I know that it's sometimes tough to show up for every single stream, but I really do appreciate how like I can just look in the chat and see you there. That really means a lot to me. And the fact that you're still coming after almost like I think we've known each other for like what 6 months now. I really do appreciate like just the fact that you're still here. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And whenever you want to, let me know and we will we can do something together. We can hang out or collab or whatever you want to do. Alpha Screen, welcome. How you doing? We're talking about we're talking about D&D because I'm gonna be a DM soon. TM after taking a long break from DMing. But yeah. So the setting is one kingdom and the 3 surrounding kingdoms that are important. And then I basically just have a note that says anything off this part of the map, players can make up. If you want to come from a far-off land, just make up a far-off land. Change your name? Nice. Congrats. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So do you want me to call you Alpha from now on, or do you still want me to call you Dawn? I'm not sure which one you would... Whichever one you prefer. Alpha? Alright, I will call you Alpha from now on. Congratulations on the name change. Hangout would be sweet. Yeah, just hit me up whenever you want to do it. I'll try to be available. I am going to be a little busy in terms of streams. I'm kind of trying to amp up my stream schedule and try to do more things that people are interested in watching. I feel like I kind of got a little self-indulgent and only streamed things that I was interested in, and I want to do more things that will draw in more people. I want to be more like approachable in that way. So that's kind of what this spooky month is for. When do we get a full release? I get it. Yes, D&D. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera a little bit. There we go. Not sure when you open because each time I try you say you're busy. Yeah, it's an issue, Zam. I do tend to schedule things like I need to schedule things like a week in advance or at least like a couple of days in advance. I can't do spontaneous stuff because if I don't have something scheduled, then my brain is already set to use that time to relax and recover so that I'm ready for the next time someone wants to hang out. So that is the difficult part, is if it's not scheduled, it's very difficult for me to like have the energy for it, or I will already have something scheduled for that time. What was I saying? Right. The world that I have set is basically one where the players will be able to make up anything that happens outside of the game space, outside of the kingdom that they're in. But the plan is that it's going to be a combination of like dungeon delving and political intrigue. I don't want to spoil too much because I do have what I think are some interesting twists in mind, but essentially, the players are going to be responsible for everything that goes wrong in the over the course of the story, and they won't know what caused things to go wrong until like 2/3 of the way through the campaign. So I think that'll be fun. They will set something off early on and not know what they did until like more than halfway through. And then hopefully when they get to the point where they have that that reveal happens, it will be an aha moment. Or not really an aha moment, it'll be an oh shit moment. Like, oh no, we're the baddies, or something like that. Can't talk about too much. I am really excited to run this campaign. But yeah, I will say my DM style. I really like to work with the players in terms of how the campaign goes. Can't wait to go full theorist on your world and lore. I hope you enjoy it, Usabi. I think it's interesting. I think it's a setting that you don't see very often. But we'll see. We will see. But my style of like DMing and creating campaigns is I really like to interact with the players in creating them, or in creating the ongoing story. So like when I ask players to be like, give me, some important characters from your past, or tell me your backstory, stuff like that. It's not just for fluff. I take notes on that backstory, and then I find ways to weave that into the campaign. So, for example, like, it's a good example from a past campaign, because there's examples that I could use in this current one. Okay, actually, I can kind of talk about it, because one of the players who was going to be in the campaign before, like the last campaign where everyone just disappeared, one of the players was going to be a human noble, like a noble who was going out and adventuring because they were bored, and they're basically going to treat it like a big game. So that player, I had decided was going to, or I was working with them to make it so that like they were part of a very important royal family for the plot. And down the line, I had notes that like they would be put in a position where they had to choose between their royal family and the fate of the kingdom that they were a part of. So it's like, do they choose family or their nation? Because it would basically be a situation where like they would have had the opportunity to kind of determine who was the party's allies in the last fight, which side were they on, and of course the rest of the party would get to like weigh in on that and feel the effects of it afterwards. But it was really going to hinge on this one character, and I was going to have that for all of them. Like they would all have like plot important moments that tied into their backstory. Another one was like a lizard man. The person basically explained that they were going to be playing Godzilla, but smaller and more sentient. So the part of the campaign at that point was going to involve dragons. Smallzilla, exactly. Yeah, part of the campaign, part of the world is that dragons are real and they have their own nation, and they basically a lot of the reptilian species live in that nation, It's essentially like it's a eusocial society. So like the dragons are at the top of the hierarchy, and things like lizardmen and kobolds and dragonborn, they all fill a class role in that society, and they're kind of like pre-programmed to do whatever a dragon says. Like, it's just part of their biology that if a dragon tells them to do something, they are compelled to do it. It was going to be like a powerful charm effect. So this Dragonborn PC, Smallzilla, I think it, like the working name before they can't put their real name was gonna be something like it was like Gojira or Goji, something like that. The party was going to end up in a situation where they were trying to steal something from a dragon, and the dragon would catch them and see this Dragonborn and be like, you, kill your party. Just straight up kill your party for me. And it was going to come down to like, how well can this player resist, both in roles and in roleplay? And if they failed, it was gonna be a problem. Because my plan was to talk to the like individual party members before then and be like, hey, if I said that one of your party needed to be stabbed, would you want to volunteer for that? So, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I like doing, is just being like, it's not just that you are players playing in a world, it's that the characters actually like interact with the world and are a part of it, and that the world kind of like conspiring to put them in situations where they as characters need to make decisions or be in difficult situations that basically puts the player in the spotlight. I like to do that. I like to give each player a chance to be in the spotlight. And not everyone likes that, which I think is a shame. In my old campaign, I kept trying to do that with some players, but you know, they were the kind that were just like, don't look at me, just let me roll my dice. And so like, if I tried to put them in the spotlight, they wouldn't react. Sounds cool, not gonna lie. I think it is. I think it, like, because that's the difficult part in D&D, is if you just do it as encounters, it's kind of like, you could do encounters and try to create them so that it emphasizes one player in particular, but then it's at the detriment to all the other players. But if you do plot points that are important, or like plot points that highlight a character, then everyone else gets to watch and be like, oh shit, what's he gonna do? What's this person gonna do? This sounds important. And it gives that person a chance to really like play the character. I like doing that for people. I like giving them the chance to really show off who their character is. I also do things like I try to do that in roles and in combat. So like, I highly encourage players to describe how they fight if we're in combat, and I give bonuses for good descriptions. I really like, there's another system called Exalted. It's by White Wolf, the same people who did World of Darkness and all the games off of that. So like Vampire the Masquerade, I forget the werewolf one. Basically, but what Exalted does is it explicitly has a rule that if you describe something really well, the DM gives you a bonus to your roll. Like, if you just say, I hit the enemy with my sword, you don't get anything. If you say, I make a wild swing at the enemy's head, you get like a +1 bonus. Inspiration dice, exactly. But I just like, it's not like you get a reward that you use later. I just say like, you get a bonus every time you do it. Every time you give a good description. So like the more descriptive you are and the more creative you are, the bigger the bonus. I've given players up to a +7 on their bonus for giving me really good descriptions on what they do. It's a shame that no one uses the inspiration dice. Yeah, I was in a campaign as a player where the DM gave out inspiration die and no one used them. Like it's a damn shame because like he was giving out inspiration die based on like an MVP system where we all voted on like who was the most important player or the most valuable player in that session. And whoever got the most votes got an inspiration die. No one used them. They just had them. And I was so pissed because I was like, just use them, please. That'll make things cool. Falcor, welcome. How you doing? We're talking about D&D today. Or at least right now. But yeah, I like to just like give people a straight up bonus for describing things really well. Because there's nothing worse than getting like a bonus die and then the die gives you a 1. I'm being bonked for being a nerd. I can't believe this. But yeah, like I've given players up to +7 on a roll for describing things really well. This one player was like, he described like it was a situation where like the player had one shot to hit an enemy before the enemy would be gone forever. It was like they were running away. They were almost out of range, and the player had one shot with an arrow to do it. And he basically described like how the character had like a flashback to all of his training throughout the years, and like how like he adjusted his stance and his grip on the arrow to be like to basically going from their normal way of shooting, which was very like, you know, fire off as many arrows as possible, to the style that their master had taught them, which was like one shot, one kill. And like it was this really beautiful description. I wish I could remember how they described it. And basically like it was like a movie moment where it was like, you know, time slows down, and they let out one last breath and then fire. And I was like, fuck. All right, +7 to this roll it, and it was enough to hit. So it's just like, you know what? With that description, you just kill him straight up. I cannot have that description and not have it pay off. To my knowledge, inspiration die are a one-off advantage and be given and used freely. That's how I feel too. Like I think it should just be a reward for players who play the game well or play the game in the way you like. It's like giving a gold star. I honestly think that giving in-game bonuses is a better way of doing things than like giving players experience or something like that. Because like experience as a reward just kind of like increases the power gap. I honestly am a big fan of milestones instead of XP for leveling up. I wanted to say something profane, but I held back for Lilin. Hanu, whose channel do you think you're on? You can say... The only thing that I'll say is, if you say something that I think is too far, I will delete the message. But you like, as long as you're not gross, then, you know... Profanity is fine. To an extent. I should not be so lackadaisical with that. I am very much a fuck around and find out kind of person when it comes to that stuff. It's like, you want to find the limits? I can tell you, or you can find them yourself. XP is an okay reward, but it pales in comparison to milestone leveling. Yeah, exactly. And milestone leveling lets you keep the party balanced. I was in a group where we did like XP as a reward, and also like individual XP per encounter. So it was based on how many kills you got, like individually. And so we ended up in a situation where the power gap was something like there were the person with the highest level was 3 levels above the person with the lowest level, and that's too much. It was like we had a barbarian who's level 10, and the cleric who was a dedicated healer was level 7, and the power gap was just too big between them. Now I've been good, Hanu. I have not had enough sleep, but I am drinking coffee, and that's kind of helping. I think that not having enough sleep is also making me ramble a lot, which is good for streams, because basically it means I keep talking. Hello. Version XP leveling versus Chad milestone leveling. Yeah, exactly. And plus then, like, you can plan as part of the encounter, or part of the campaign or the session when you get the level. So it's a really big reward. So like, I use it as a capstone for big sections. So it's like, you know, if they beat the boss of that particular part of the campaign, like the mini boss or whatever, then they get a level. Or if there's a big plot point that they get to, then they get a level. It makes it so much more memorable. Your favorite redeem, I understand, Hanu. Maybe I should do more sound redeems. I need to move from sound alerts to trigger fire so that I can have even more sound alerts or even more sound effect things. Because right now I only have the 5. Ah! Being bonked for being a nerd. Give me 1 second. I just need to step away for just a second, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The seasons are changing here. And whenever the seasons change, my allergies get really bad. And I basically hit a point. The reason why I got up is I got to the point where my allergies got so bad that I couldn't... It was really hard for me to breathe through my nose. Like, I felt my nose sealing up, so I just had to go and like give my nose a quick spray with a like an antihistamine thing, which antihistamines basically like keep your body from having that kind of allergic reaction. So I don't know what is in the air, but it basically made it so I couldn't breathe through my nose. And unless you want me to breathe through my mouth for another hour, I need to take care of that thing so I can breathe. You have 2 options. Either make that speed duel redeem, or I have to redeem an outrageous amount of hellos. Redeem as many hellos as you want, Hanu. I don't know if I'll do a speed duel redeem, but I will eventually have a play me a song redeem, where I'll just play you a 30-second song. Don't believe I'll play D&D for a moment. Friends were like, we should go faster and stop messing around, aka playing out the fun. Ah, the messing around is the best part of D&D. That's the whole point. I've had whole sessions where, like, I've told the party, like, okay, you've got you've got like some time between like plot events. What do you want to do? And just let them fuck around for hours at a time, just focusing on which ones to like changing which player is the focus of the fucking around. You're here to say puns, is that right? Yeah, Jeffrey this now. Puns are fine. Just all I ask... Oh, thank you for the follow, Jeffrey. Welcome to Lucid Dream. How you doing today? All I ask is, like... I love puns, but not just, like, puns out of nowhere. If you can make them relevant to, like, what we're talking about, that would be great. But, hey, how you doing? I might need allergy tablets. I do have allergy tablets, but the thing is, my body is weird with my allergies. It's like allergy tablets keep me from sneezing and coughing, but they don't help me breathe. How come the pirate found it easy to recite the tongue twister? Just Tortilla chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Because he was used to the 7 C's. Ah, I get it. It's only now, as I'm making homegrown items, that you can do everything in combat contains the word action. Action, bonus, action, reaction, item, interaction. True. Except for, well, I guess move action. Never mind. Because two people wanted things to move, but like cutting out fun for the story. What's the point of playing with people? Exactly. If you just want the story, then read a book. D&D is about the interactions. Wexel, welcome! How am I? I'm doing good. I'm running on not enough sleep. But, you know, I am powering through. You know, I think, as much as I love this wonderful BGM by Kojiro, I think I'm going to find us something else to listen to. Just because I think listening to this for another hour may drive me slightly insane. As much as I love this, but hearing this, there's only so many times I can hear music before I start losing my mind. Oh, Hashi, welcome! How you doing? How's it going? It's been a while. How are you doing? I miss you. I love you. And I miss you. I'm losing my mind, just so you know. Those are the kinds of people who also play Skyrim with no mods. Yeah, exactly, Usabi. I got 3 hours last night. Wexel, same. Are you me? I got 3 hours of sleep because I was drinking with friends last night and we were up way late. But I am awake now, kind of. I'm drinking coffee. I'll be fine. I also have a sandwich here in front of me that I am occasionally taking bites out of. But very small bites so I can keep talking. I love you, I miss you too. Yeah, Ohashi, we gotta do something. We gotta hang out. We gotta get on the, the Swallows and Thieves server together or something. 4 hours of sleep here because I was doing charity stuff for this morning. Ooh, nice. I like charity stuff. I'm gonna be doing a charity thing in November that I need to announce. I want to do more charity things, actually. I really like... Here's the thing. I like that charities give streamers the chance to do, like subathon or donathon things, but without it being, like, it's about me! It's for a good cause, so, like, charity stream? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing, an Extra Life charity stream. It's the children's hospital near me. I don't want to say the name because people already know what state I'm in and what country I'm in. I don't want to get too much more specific, but I'll be doing it for a local hospital as part of Extra Life, and I have goals set. Pretty frequent goals, actually. And I'm gonna have like goals for people who, or rewards for people who donate over certain amounts. So it'll be things like, let me give you a hint on some of the things that I have. Like, one of the redeems is I make a cake on stream. Like, I just do a cake baking stream. Another one is the 1 chip challenge. I found out that I can order, there's a place near me that has like the 1 chip challenge that I can get. So if we hit a certain donor goal, then I will do the 1 chip challenge. Some of the like per person rewards is going to be like, if you donate over a certain amount, I will record a voice line for you, like whatever you want. I'll record like whatever line you want. And if you donate over a certain even more amount, I will say like anything that anything, no matter what the level of say-so-ness is. So it's like at a certain level, I record like, you know, like a pick-me-up, and more than that, at a certain point, it's like I'll record a SFW or NSFW line. Another one that I had an idea for, and I don't know if I can do it, is like I'll like, if I can get my full body VR set up, then one of the goals is a 12-hour VR stream where I do not leave VR for 12 hours. When I'll be comfortable with streaming, I want to do charity streams as well. Yeah, nice. That's awesome. I love charity stuff. You're going to be doing Fakemas this year. I'm super excited for it. Nice.
Hello there.
What? Wala Soldat. Is that how you pronounce that? Or is it Soldat? I'm not certain if it's French or not, but let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. But thank you. Welcome also to Lose a Dream. How you doing today? Thank you for the follow. speak French for me? I will try. I tried to learn French once. It did not go well. Bathroom in VR, how? I won't. I just won't. I can do 12 hours pretty easy. 12 hours without, like, eating. If I don't eat, then I can do 12 hours without going to the bathroom. That's pretty easy. I've done it before. Stop jumping. Okay, let me stretch. Thank you. I've unintentionally done 12 hours in VR so many times. Yeah, I haven't done it in VR, but I've done it in real life. Just like 12 hours without doing anything else. Fully mock up your house in VR so you know how to get to the bathroom. I don't know if I can. Soldat is soldier in French. Okay, so do you pronounce the T then? Because I know a lot of French words, you don't pronounce like T's at the ends of words. So it's soldat or soldat? There's a running joke because part of my family comes from, not from France, but a French-speaking country. Okay, so it's soldat. Or something like that. Part of my family comes from a French-speaking country, but they don't speak French. The name is French though, and literally half of the letters in their last name you do not pronounce. It's like half the letters are silent. Could it be pronounced Solday? Oh, it might be. Or Sol. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Also, I have music sitting right here. I can play that. Give me a second. I'll mute this. Soldat. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Zam. Our resident language expert. All right, let me start this up. We have some Nintendo lo-fi. Actually, no, I should make sure that this is stream safe. I think this first part is probably fine, but let me just check real quick. Ah yes, Soldat, my favorite city in Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV a lot recently. I created a new character on a new server. Okay, so we are DMCA free with this thing. Let me know if this is too quiet or if it's too loud. I can turn it up a little bit. But yeah, I started a new character so that I could play with some other friends, and I am really enjoying it. What's funny is I started this new character is not a. I really like playing support classes in group settings. I like supporting the party. The problem is that they're very difficult to level up on their own. Music is perfect. Ah, thank you. In the summer, I put in 12 to 14 hour Final Fantasy XIV gaming sessions every day. I like the game a lot. Nice. I want to get good at it. I want to get to a higher level in it. Just doing a quick sippy. But yeah, it's a game that there are certain games I want to get good at, and that is one of them. I don't know if other people have this. There are certain games where it's like, I want to get good at them. Like, I want to get to, not professional level, but like the level where you see someone play it and you're like, oh wow, they know what they're doing. Like, Final Fantasy XIV, Dead by Daylight, Apex Legends. Those are the three where I'm like, I want to get to like streamer quality on those. Like, streamer quality as in you watch them for the gameplay. Because if I can do that, I'll feel like really good. The new Sabi playing his two most needed classes. Yeah, exactly. Like in D&D. Oh god, sorry about that. I've been hydrating with coffee. I think I need to hydrate with some water. Okay, I'm good. Everything's fine. You like playing tanks? Ah, nice. See, here's the thing. I love playing support classes, specifically like status effect and terrain control classes. So like in my current, or not current, the last D&D character I had was a sorcerer who was a They're a sorcerer who I only took area of effect spells. And I only took spells... It was only like spells to lock down parts of the map, and then spells that boosted my allies. My only damage dealing spell was Firebolt. Or the only like dedicated damage dealing spell. I love to do that in other games too, but I have another friend who exclusively plays healers. Not even for like healing. He just liked having the power to heal people, and then he would run in and be like a combat medic. So I was just saying there like, man. Waiting for Endwalker to come back, been doing so much when I finished the story. I did nothing for months. I understand. I understand, Zam. Sometimes you just need that boost new content. Play DVD with you. Great, welcome, how you doing? I think that'd be fun. I've honestly in DBD I've been doing a lot of customs with people. Specifically to like learn honestly to learn killers. Killers are what I want to get good at. I recently picked up playing I recently picked up Hag as a killer main, and I really like playing her. I found a combination. If you don't play Dead by Daylight, or if you have not played Hag, the way that she plays is you essentially just like lay down traps that you can teleport to, and like the trap lets you know when a player activates it. So there's a combination of like add-ons that you can get for Hag. One of them is your traps don't make any noise when, or your traps do not alert the player who sets them off. So it's just like you get the alert, the player doesn't know what happened. And another one lets you teleport to the trap from anywhere. Like usually there's a range limit, but with this add-on you can teleport from anywhere. So I did a custom game where I put those two together and just appeared near people, like out of nowhere. Like I just set down traps in random places, and if I saw them go off, then I just appeared there. And I was in a Discord call with the people I was playing with. So it was literally like they would be talking, and then suddenly I just appear near someone, and like they'd just be like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" I really like doing that. I love playing asymmetrical games like that just to fuck with people, just to play mind games, and Hag is so fun for that because that's her whole thing. Hag is fun. She's scary to fight against, just long setup time. Yeah, I don't mind long setup times. I live for like the mid game, because I don't care about like getting kills or keeping people from escaping or anything like that. Oh, did I lose tracking? I lost tracking. Hang on. My tracking has fucked off. I gotta figure out what's going on with this phone, man. Because for some reason it's decided that the USB link isn't working. So I can't... I'm back to using Wi-Fi on it, and I keep losing Wi-Fi connection. I don't know what's going on. No, I don't want to update my iPhone right now. I want you to see that the iPhone is there, please. Do I need to restart Luppet? Alright, give me a second. I love Scuff on stream. It's the best thing. I gotta move over from Luppet to VC Face. Got DVD today. Haven't played it yet. Have no idea how to play. And I played DVD recently. Graphics are at the lowest and still lag a bit, but you had fun. Hey, as long as you're having fun, then you're doing well. I might do a like a community DVD night. I think that'd be fun, like in the near future. Just have it so that I don't know if I'd even stream it. I might just do it on my server. I need to figure out stuff to do on my server. Like I want to thank people for like actually joining the server. So I want to do like a community night, like just make it a weekly thing of doing a community night. And one of the ideas I had was like just playing games with people, just being in in Discord and being like, hey, I'm gonna be playing this game. Anyone who wants to join in can join in. Oh, hang on. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. There we go. I think DBD would be a fun one for that. VR chat is another. Hunt Showdown might be fun, but it's a limit of 3 people. DBD killer game blindfolded. Oh god, my throat. Help. Too much talking and not enough sleeping. I think that's the problem. But I'll be fine. I'll take a break in between this stream and the D&D stream later tonight, in an hour and a half. So I'll probably take an hour break. This will be a shorter stream, and I'll take a break so that my throat can relax. Like Killer, for Killer, you like Doctor because of Madison Zappy. Doctor is so fun. I like Doctor for the same reason I like Hag, because you can just play mind games. Like, I've had games, like, public games, where I'm just playing against random people, where I've played Doctor, and I don't even try to, like, go for hooks or anything like that. I'll hit people until they're at Madness 3. That's all I do. And then just get them to Madness 3, and then pretend like I am one of those, figments. Because the way that Doctor works is, as you build up madness on a player, they start to see an illusion of yourself that just like stands still and looms menacingly. So I get all of the survivors to Madness 3, where they're seeing those constantly, and then I just stand still near a generator. And eventually they get used to just like walking past them, and then they walk past me, and I give them a whack, and I freak them out. I've had people yell at me in the chat after a game because of that. It's just like, why are you standing still? Because it's funnier that way, and you didn't expect it, so I hit you and put you on a hook. Is that to hear them yell for everywhere? Yeah, exactly. It's super fun. Honestly, like, I know people. I love DBD. The problem is I am not good at it. I just like playing it to fuck with people. I like playing it for the mind games. Like, my top 3 killers are... right now, it's... Number 1 is Hag, because mind games. Number 2 is probably Demogorgon. And I like Demogorgon because I lay down the tunnels, and then I will just chase people. I just act like a rabid dog. If I see someone, I chase after them until I lose sight of them. And I use the lunge a lot. And so, like, I know that's bad to focus down one player in terms of, like, winning, but it's super fun to do it and just freak one person out. And then number 3 is probably Doctor. I really like playing Doctor, just in terms of being able to mess with people. But I'm not good at it. And the way that MMR works right now, I keep getting matched with people who know how to play and are better at playing than I am. So, like, they're playing to win, and I'm playing to have fun. And so, like, neither of us have a good time. Braid Fried can't do any more homebrew. Understandable, Usabi. You can do it. I believe in you. Take a break. You know what's fun? Doing homebrew D&D items for useless stuff. I did, I had one player who complained that I didn't give out enough magic items. Because they were like tearing through my encounters. And one player complained that they weren't getting magic items as a reward. So I was like, alright, you want magic items? And I just came up with a bunch of useless magic items. So one was a jar of endless jelly. So it was literally like, it looked like one of those like jugs of unending water, where just like it just pours out water forever. But instead, it was a smaller one, like it fits in the palm of your hand, and it just pours out grape jelly. Was it grape jelly? I think it was strawberry jelly actually. And it's just like, it very slowly pours out strawberry jelly forever. Endless jelly, it's me. Oh my god, it is Zam. It was you, Zam. But yeah, it's just like, I gave them that. And then I gave them a a whetstone. Like, you know how there's like whetstones, W-H-E-T, wet, that people use for sharpening? I gave them a W-E-T whetstone, where it was just a stone that was always damp and made whatever, any bag you put it in, it made it damp. Not like soaking wet, but unpleasant to touch. That was the magic item all along. Wow. Maybe the magic item was the friends that we made along the way. But yeah, I did that. And one player was like, all right, I'm going to use this whetstone on my sword. I was like, okay, your sword is damp now. But not the blade. The handle where you carry it is damp. It's a little uncomfortable. And you're like, oh, man. What else did I do? I did a bag of molding. Instead of a bag of holding, if you put anything in it that was made out of organic material, like a book or clothes, it just, when you took it out, it had mold growing on it. They actually used that pretty well. They used it to make moldy bread, and then used those spores to poison someone. Give the whetstone to a blacksmith for a little trolling. Exactly. I just love doing stuff like that, because you would think there would be more useless magic items out there, and if it's useless, you don't need to come up with like rules for it. You just say it does this thing. What else did I do? There were some other fun ones that I did. What was there? I did. There was a monkey's paw. I did a monkey's paw where you can make a wish and it just flipped you off. It didn't grant the wish. The whole thing is I hyped it up like it was an actual monkey's paw, where they could make 3 wishes, but they had to word them really well. And then the first time they used it, they were like, they were very specific about the wish. They wanted to do it specifically to get around a particularly difficult area. And the hand just like, it trembled and it creaked and it flipped them off. And that's all it did. That's all it was for. It was just a monkey's paw that flips you off when you make a wish. And they're like, how long have you had this set up? And I was just like, since the moment you picked it up. That's all it does. There's one that I think might have been useful for a different party. It was a lantern that's shown in one direction, and it only, like, instead of making things brighter, it made them darker. I think that would have been really useful, except that the party did not have a rogue, and they did not do stealth. Fucky's paw, exactly. Yeah, I just like doing stuff like that. My DMing style... Oh my god, did I lose connection again? What is going on with literally anything on my stream right now? I do not understand. Give me a second. Gotta fix my viewing again. Because for some reason, Luppet keeps losing connection to my iPhone, or vice versa. I don't know which one it is. But for some reason, it keeps losing connection. And it's starting to get real annoying because I'm losing connection very often. You shouldn't do that. Ring the bell? I will ring the bell in just a second, Dubberino. I just need to get this connection to work again. Alright. I fixed it. We are good. Okay. And ring the bell. Ring the bell is this one. I'm learning these keys. I'm learning them. You know what's funny is, after I started giving people, like, useless magic items, I had a friend who was in that party who wanted to try being a DM just to give out useless magic items. But I don't think he quite understood that the useless magic items were a punishment. Because he was coming up with useless magic items that were actually useful, which kind of defeats the purpose. It was like, soap that made anything that it touched slippery. And it's like, there are ways to make that very useful. Or, he came up with a roll 20, or a 20-sided die that always comes up on 15. Like, no matter, in game, it was a magic item where it was a 20-sided die, and no matter what you rolled, it would come up on a 15. Even if you set it on one of the other sides, that side would come up as a 15. And I was like, you can actually make that pretty useful. Those aren't useless magic items, they're broken magic items. Exactly. Exactly. I just like the ones that have no in-game use. Where it's just like, you can imagine some like old wizard just cackling to themselves as they create these things. Just like, oh man, this is gonna mess someone up. This is really gonna annoy someone. What else was there? I'm trying to think of other ones that I had. I had some bizarre ones. Like, magic flowers that when you sniffed them, they exploded. Not like in a violent way, they just like popped. But it was triggered specifically by someone sniffing them, like intentionally like putting their nose up to them and sniffing them. They would just pop. And you would like inhale the petals and start coughing. Or I had something about a ball. There was one that was a ball, and I can't remember what it was. I know I was inspired by a SCP that it was a bouncy ball that bounced more the longer it bounced. Like, you know how usually you throw a bouncy ball and then like it starts bouncing and it kind of slows down? There's an SCP that's the opposite of that. You throw it and it bounces more and more and more and more until it reaches terminal velocity. I had some kind of magic item that was inspired by that, but it wasn't useful. And like energy doubles every time it bounces. Yeah, that's the one. And the strawberry jam, drown someone with it. See, that's the thing, is it requires you to be in a position where you would be just as... You could just as easily just use water. That's what I mean by useless, is there are easier solutions. Yes, you could use them in a useful way, but there's easier solutions. Oh, you know what it was? It was a ball that only rolled uphill. That's what it was. Like, if you put it at the top of a hill, it would not roll down. But if you put it at the bottom of a hill, it would roll up. That's what the magic item was. That's all it did. It didn't do anything else. You couldn't like, there was no way to like make it carry something uphill. It wasn't strong enough for that. It just rolled up hills. Or like if you put it at the bottom of a desk, then it would fall up onto the desk. It was just like the reverse of what you would want it to do. It's just fun stuff like that. I like doing that. That is exceptionally useless. Exactly. I like making useless magic items. And then every so often I throw in an actually useful one. Just to keep them on their toes. Like I gave them a universal solvent, which is actually useful. But they were so suspicious. They thought it might just be like just normal water or like vodka. They thought it was something that you would drink. But they weren't sure because I told them it was universal solvent. But they were paranoid about it, so they never used it. I just think that's fun. I just think it's fun to mess with people in small ways like that. I would never mess with them in a big way, like saying, "Oh man, this is the artifact you need to defeat the big bad." Psych! No, I wouldn't do that. It would just be like small jokes, a little bit of trolling, as it were.
Oh, hello there.
Mocha May, thank you for the follow. Welcome, and also welcome to Lucid Dream. How you doing today? Big Bag Evil Guy's only weakness, strawberry jam. He has diabetes. Oh my god, Usabi, I might steal that for a boss encounter. Because I did have an idea. If you watched my I'm doing good, Mocha. Do you mind if I call you Mocha? I'm doing good. I'm a little sleepy. I did not get enough sleep last night, and I'm trying not to lose my voice. But other than that, I am doing good. If you watched my Paper Mario playthrough a while back, there is a character in that called Gourmet Guy, whose whole thing is that he's a fat shy guy who likes to cook and likes to eat. I've wanted to have a character like that in a D&D game. Oh my god, did I lose tracking again? Are you serious? Alright. Let's see if I can fix it again. I don't know why this keeps happening. I swear it's not on purpose. Wink. Yeah, I don't know why I got stuck on a wink. That's super weird. Let me try closing high facial mocap. See if that fixes it. Close it, open it back up. No? Are you just not gonna work? Please? Okay, it says it's paired with the PC. There should be no reason why it's not working, and yet it is completely frozen. Sorry about this, everyone. I really don't know why this is happening. There was some... Oh. Are we working now? Are we good? Okay, we're back. I don't know what's going on with this. It's just being weird. I think I just need to get away from Luppet. I either need to get away from Luppet or I need to get away from iFacial mocap. One of those is messing up. You don't mind calling you Mocha? Okay, thank you, Mocha. Let me make a note of that for the future. Whenever someone gives me a nickname or lets me call them by a nickname, I try to make a note of it for the future, just so that I don't get like inconsistent. Is it truly a VTuber stream with no scuff? True. It's just consistent scuff that I have a problem with. If it's like the same scuff over and over, then I start to get like a little, come on, please just work. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, right. I was gonna do a D&D like mini boss, like an optional boss where it was just like a gourmet, a gourmet, not really a chef, but like a critic. And like, oh, you can just like it would be an evil critic. Like, this is the big bad evil guy's henchman who you have to get past, but you can just feed him, get past. So maybe I'll do something where it's like he actually has like an allergy to some kind of food that you can find out. Like he's got a peanut allergy or something. And so you can fight him, or you can just feed him something that has peanuts in it. That might be fun. I'll have to think about that. I think it would be fun. The dangers of commonplace allergies. What else is there going on? I don't know if there is anything. I might, well, I'm not going to start wrapping up yet. I want to go for another like 15 minutes or so I want to have a little time between this stream and the D&D stream. I thought about, because if you don't know, about an hour and 15 minutes from now, I'll be streaming over on Dr. Joseph Jorgen's channel. I'm in a D&D game with him as the DM and myself and a couple of other players as the players, obviously. I thought about just like streaming until that started and then raiding into that stream, but I kind of feel like I want like a little break in between, just some time to relax my throat and probably eat something a little more than just a sandwich. I do like this doing like a shorter just talking stream. I think that is fun. because I used to do Demon Tuesday was good, but I did not have the content for a 4-hour stream. I think 2 hours is a good number for a just talking stream like this, unless I have a topic. Like if I'm gonna do a PNG drop, it'll obviously be a longer stream. But I don't know. I like Daemonday with a shorter time limit, and it lets me try out some stuff. I can do like I don't have to plan for a super long stream. I can just be like, hey, let me jump on and just talk for a while and then be done. I'm just vibing with music now. That's probably a bad sign. Or a good sign. I don't know. What else is there? I had this idea for a stream where like mutuals, it would be like a mutual PNG drop, like a PNG drop specifically for mutuals, people who I already know, where I would go through and try to assign them, like try and build a D&D character for them, like a D&D character of them, because I've seen things where it's like people will do like, hey, I will tell you what D&D class you are, or like I did the D&D alignment chart thing. But I think it'd be fun to do like a theory crafting on Jojo! Jojo, thank you for the resub. 5 months. It's been 5 months already. Jeez. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for sticking around. Wow. Jeez. I come into D&D talk. Yeah, Jojo. This was gonna be a variety talk, but I've just been talking about D&D for like an hour and a half. I was just talking about. I thought I was losing tracking again. I thought I was losing tracking again. I was gonna freak the fuck out. I just lost tracking again. Son of a. Are you serious? I've been losing tracking a lot. Okay. I think. Are we good? No. Are we good now? Are we good now? I just moved my phone like half an inch to the left to see if that fixed it. And I think it did. I think I fixed it. That is so weird. I don't know what I did differently. I literally just... It was just like... I rotated it very slightly and moved it very slightly, and now it's tracking. This is so weird. Track and go burr, yeah. But yeah, I was thinking like, you know, do like have a mutuals only thing where I will actually build a D&D character. Like try to like it would be like the race, the class, the sub-race, and possibly like what level you get to based on your power level in lore. I think that'd be fun. I don't know if I'll do levels. Levels will be difficult, but I think that race, class, and subclass would be fun. Because I don't think a lot of people go into the subclasses, and subclasses are the fun part for me in terms of like 5th edition. I really liked that in Pathfinder that they had subclasses, and I'm glad that 5th edition also has that. Hydrate, thank you, Mocha. Take a sippy. Because I like the idea of being able to potentially have a party made up of one class, but different subclasses let you cover all bases. I really like that idea. Like, you can definitely do that with clerics. Cleric, I think, is the easiest one to just build an entire party out of. Because you can have, like, a dedicated healer, you can have a dedicated... a healer with life domain. You can do a war priest or a war cleric for tanking. You can do trickery for a pseudo rogue. Like, you can do that. I think that's super fun. Play an all cleric party for it. Nice. I want to do that. The thing is, I want to be a part of it. I don't want to be the DM. I want to be in a one shot of an all cleric party. Specifically to do the Joe Cat joke of an all cleric party called the Amen. I think that'd be really fun. I played Cleric team, call it the Amen. Yeah, Usabi, you get it. But I've played a was it a Storm Cleric before? I played a Lizard Folk Storm Cleric whose whole thing was that he judged people based on how well they would feed the party. So he had kind of a rivalry, not a rivalry, an animosity towards the halfling, no, not halfling, the gnome artificer. Like, he was not a fan of the gnome artificer because as a gnome, the artificer would not feed the entire party. He would not be able to turn them into a stew. That's what we called ourselves, actually, the Amen. Nice. Nice, I love that. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're enjoying listening to it. Ah, Himiko, we're still talking about D&D. We're still talking about Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, this cleric, he was really fun to play. He was only for a one-shot, but I want to bring him back. Because, because he was a storm cleric, so many of his spells were around, like thunder damage. And I ruled it as, or not ruled it, the way I described it is that, his deity, quote-unquote, was the spirits of his ancestors, and the magic was him shouting really loud and his ancestors shouting back. Stop trying. Thank you, Hora. I will stretch. Trying really hard to stretch without losing tracking. Thank you, Hora. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. Because it was basically like he came from a swamp tribe. He was that tribe's, like, shaman. And, like, he actually did communicate with his spirit, with the spirits of his ancestors. And then he was just like, there's other things, like the spirits were just like, hey yo, you gotta go over here and take care of this thing. And he's like, all right, bet. And he went off. And so, like, all of his magic was just him talking to or shouting at his ancestors and then shouting back. I thought that was fun. What if you reverse shrimp? I do that all the time. Wait, reverse shrimp, like bend my back backwards? I mean, I can try it. And be like, all right. Oh no, I've lost tracking. I can't do it. I'd have to put my camera above me. Honestly, like, I used to try and do, like, really serious D&D characters, but as time has gone on, I've really enjoyed playing silly characters. Like, the last character that I played, before JoJo's campaign, was a, what was it? An aberrant mind sorcerer. A aberrant mind sorcerer who was an Aasimar, but I talked to the DM, and instead of the Aasimar heritage, instead of it being like, an Aasimar is basically a human who has either been blessed or has, like, some angelic heritage. But I talked to the DM, and I was like, instead, because we were doing Eberron, right? We were doing Eberron, which has a lot of stuff with, like, aberrations. And I was like, what if instead of his heritage being, like, celestial, what if that heritage was aberrant? And also, what if instead of being a person, it was 27 minor eldritch abominations in a meat suit? That's what the character is they are, like, I think I came up with a number. It was something like 47 aberrations in a meat suit, in a human suit. So, and I basically played him like the G-Man from Half-Life. So every sentence that he spoke was phrased strangely and had weird pauses and intonation. It was very fun. I wish I could play him more, because the whole thing is that he wasn't malicious. He actually was just like, he just didn't understand what it was like to be a being of flesh and blood. But he knew that the party members kept him safe, and so they were the good guys. Even though we had some party members who were very much stretching the definitions of good and neutral. Last time I played an Aasimar, I was the son of vampires that were divinely blessed at birth. That's awesome. love that idea. But yeah, the whole thing is that this bunch of aberrants in a trench coat sounded scary, but was just like a puppy. It was just like his thinking was very simple, and essentially whatever the party told him, he accepted as truth. Like if they said, yeah, you punch people to say hello, he's like, I understand, or we understand, and then he would just walk around and punch people to be like hello. My favorite kind of character is the Warlock Paladin multiclass. Ooh, yes. I love Pallylock. A iconic quote for that character was, "You challenge me? You challenge he who has conquered both the light and dark? You'll regret costing me the envoy of the end!" I wish that campaign went on longer. Yeah, like, over-the-top characters are really fun. Back in 3.5, I played a Monk Paladin multiclass. It was not optimized, but it was a Monk Paladin multiclass who was strength-based, and I essentially played him like Alex Louise Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. His whole thing was just being big and boisterous and muscular. He was so fun to play. Like, because I didn't just use my fists for everything. His opening move was to carry a lance and charge into battle, and just like leave the lance stuck in the ground next to an opponent, and then start punching them. He basically just charged in, and like everything he said was a shout. He just screamed everything. Played an evil character in All Good Aligned Party and made it work. Went for more of a Machiavelli style evil. Nice. Evil characters can be fun. They're very hard to do. The only like truly evil character I played was a centaur. It was a centaur ranger back in 3rd edition, because it was an all evil party. But the way I did it was he was basically like a harbinger of nature. So his whole thing was that he saw civilization as being abhorrent, like an aberrant thing. Like, he believed people should not be civilized. Like, there should not be any civilized races. So he just like destroyed any signs of civilization he found. He didn't care about people. People were fine. But like civilization, like he would like try to destroy buildings and like organizations whenever he could. It was an interesting thing. I have difficulty playing evil characters because I'm one of those people, you know, there's a Tumblr post a while back that was like, you know, I play good characters because my what is it? I play good characters because my fantasy is helping people. That's kind of how I feel. So I like playing good aligned characters because I just like doing good things. And ironically enough, in D&D, being a character who just does what they think is the right thing, or what they think is the good aligned thing, puts you in conflict with a lot of people. Especially the party. Like, I played a paladin once who was just like a good boy. Like, their whole thing was they just did the good thing no matter what. The party hated him. Because the rest of the party was like, you know, oh, let's try and get as much money as we can. Let's like, you know, it'd be funny to like be mean to this character. And my character was just like a Boy Scout. He was just a Boy Scout who always did the right thing and always told the rest of the party to do the right thing. And they were just like, man, fuck this guy. But in a nice way. It was just like, man, we can't do anything evil with this guy around. It was a party of chaotic neutral characters, I'll say that. The party was made up entirely of chaotic neutral, and then there was me who was lawful good. Like making lawful good characters and make them face moral quandaries. Nice. That is the fun part. Honestly, that's the fun part about playing like lawful characters, is putting them in a place where they have to make a moral decision. Especially moral decisions that don't match with any rules that they have of being like good or evil. I am honestly a big fan of lawful neutral. And then like, because the way I play it is lawful neutral means that you have a moral code and you follow that moral code no matter what. The moral code doesn't necessarily have to be like do good things, don't do bad things. Like I don't remember what alignment Buck is in my current game, but I think he's lawful neutral, and his whole thing is like strength is good, and if you're strong, you should protect the weak. Like those are the two tenets of his moral code. It's like being strong is good. If you're strong, you must protect the weak. Those are the two things. And like that's why he that's kind of why he has bonded with Lucius, because he sees Lucius as being like this small creature that needs to be protected. This is the morally right thing to do, but doing it will turn you against all those you've spent time growing close to. That is fun. That is fun, but I also like just like playing with moral codes. Because then you get into situations where it's like, it's not necessarily the good or evil thing to do, but it does go against what your character thinks is right. Or doing a thing that your character thinks is right is the quote-unquote evil thing to do. So like, this situation, I put my players in a situation like that as the DM. Right, I had a player who was playing a ranger who was like very much styled off of Aragorn from The Lord of the Rings. So like, he was rough and he was rough and scruffy looking, but he was a good person. And he loved his horse. That was it. He loved his horse. And I put him in his, like, he got into a situation of his own accord where he basically his horse was wounded, and the party needed him to like keep moving forward, but the horse could not go with them. Like he had basically like run his horse into a tree, and the horse, it wasn't like the horse's leg was broken, but it was sprained. So like the horse would survive, but he would have to leave the horse behind. And it put him in a rough spot, because like his character's defining characteristic was he loved his horse and he was Aragorn. Those were the two things. So he ended up trying to carry the horse with him. Like he was like, no, I'm not leaving the horse behind. I'm going to carry the horse with us as far as possible. And I let him do it. Because like with the strength score he had, he could carry the horse on his back, but he wouldn't be able to carry his equipment. So he handed everything over to another player. Atem, thank you for the lurk. But yeah, he basically had to hand over all of his equipment, his armor, everything to another player to carry his wounded horse on his back. And I let him do it. And it was this whole thing of like they were going through the forest and the ranger was carrying his horse on his back because he would not let it go. And the rest of the party obviously was like trying to make jokes out of it. So like there's they came across a talking wolf that asked like, I'll lead you to where you need to go, but you need to feed me. And the party just like all turned to the ranger and this wounded horse that he was carrying. And he was like, I will fuck you all up if you touch my horse, I swear to God. That was a lot of fun. It didn't last very long, but it was characters that were really fun, that had like really good dynamics together. Alright, I think as fun as the conversation has been, I do think I need to bring an end to this stream. I'm starting to get tired again, and I think I need to eat something before I like pass out on stream. Oh, hi, Juno. You're licking my hand. Hello. So yeah, I think it's been fun. It's been about a 2-hour stream. I think I am going to find us someone to raid. But I hope I enjoyed this. It was fun just like having a shorter stream and hanging out. Hopefully you all enjoyed this, and hopefully we can do this again. I think this will be how Daemonday goes from now on. Is just like hang out and talk for a while, and then when I pass out, I'm done. Hopefully I won't just be sleepy from now on. But you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Let me see who I can throw you all at. Who do we have for some nice chill vibes? Got you. We've got you. You. I would raid you, but you're not. It wouldn't be chill vibes. I think it'll be one of these two. Let me pause this and bring my my BGM back so I can check if either of these people are ending their stream soon. Let's see, you have been streaming for almost 5 hours, jeez. And you just started an hour ago. Let's check a couple more people. Because the thing is, both these people would be good to raid, but they're also both playing Minecraft, and like one I don't know if they're about to pass out or not. The other one is doing a collab. So let's take a look at a couple more people. You might be fun to raid. Let's see, what are you doing? This is an ad. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna raid this person. They just started. We're gonna raid Atlas Moonshine because he is doing his own Monday thing. He's doing Moth Monday. He's a Mothman, and I want to hang out with him more, but I have not. We both have been busy. Like Anyway, we're gonna raid. We're gonna go from Daemonday to Moth Monday. So we're gonna raid Atlas Moonshine. Hello, Juno. What's up? And yeah, let me start the raid. Sorry, I'm kind of like falling asleep in my chair. I'm gonna need to eat something so I can wake up. But we're gonna raid Atlas. If you have my emotes, you can use raid 1. If you do not have my emotes, you can use raid 2. I will see you all hopefully in an hour. I'll be over on JoJo's stream. I'll put up a going live thing on Twitter when that happens. Until then, I hope you all have a lovely day or night. Oh, Mocha, you just need to copy the raid message if you want to. The raid commands are streamer only, unfortunately, but you'll just copy that raid message and paste it in when we get to the other side, when we get to Atlas's stream. But anyway, thank you all very much for hanging out. I'll see you all in an hour, hopefully. I hope you have a lovely day or night, whichever one it may be for you. If it's nighttime and you're going to go to sleep, I hope you have lovely dreams for me. And if you're not sleeping, then you better be sleeping. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Yeah. 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 Yeah.